They call me Atilola, not a representation of wealth, photocopy, idea, analogy, or figments of it, but the real thing. Everyone can have a piece of me. No matter how much you take of me, you can never exhaust me. I never die. Even though you crucify me, I can never give up the ghost. You can decide to bleed me to death instead. I'll never hemorrhage. You only end up soaking your bed blood red. I can never be obscured by lookalikes or outnumbered by counterfeits. I am not cash, neither am I riches. I transcend all you see with your eyes and every other material thing. I am value. I am the multi-breasted representation of everything you call good. I am the very essence of what you need. I am whatever unique need you need to make it in life. I am not money. The love of me is not evil. It's the lack of me that breeds evil. The hatred of me is an abomination. Without my existence, the world would wither like leaves in Harmattan season. Life will become rotten like an overripe mango falling from the tree. I am the one who puts smiles on people's faces, make you look good and cement relationships. I broker deals on Wall Street, yet exist on local slum streets. I am extremely sweet, but having loads and loads of me will not cause you to be diseased. You need not worry about rehab or untimely death because you can never overdose on me. No matter how much you puff of me, you can never get high on me. I am the thermostat for good and bad adjectives, the thermometer for what you call poor or rich. Heck, without me, those words don't even exist or have any reach. But whenever you see me, you tell the whole world you have gotten wealth. I therefore am wealth. Okay, so thank you very much. So the piece I'm going to be doing, you've never heard it anywhere. When I was asked to perform here, I was like, what am I going to perform for strong visionary women? I can't come here and be doing, you know, how the oppressed women. You know, this is not the right setting for that. I can't come here and be, you know, I was like, what exactly am I going to be performing for this caliber of women? But I was like, no matter what level we are, who we are, there are some things that are just levelers. There are some things that everybody just faces. And I think that in the journey to achieving our goals, you know, reaching out for our vision and all those things, we are going to suffer setbacks. You understand? But we must continue to rise. And I think this is just perfect for, you know, strong women like this. All right. When you decided to repent, I guess you gave your life over to God and took his, right? You were so high on the euphoria of this newfound love that seemed too good to be true. This relationship, which to you seemed bionic, was actually symbiotic. You thought it was commensalism when God was actually saying, come, hence I lease you a brand new life. The filthy, dirty you disappeared with the wave of a wand. Your past magically wiped off like an overzealous soap does with oil on clothes. You became this whole holy being. Your sins stained slate bleached clean. An unbelievable bargain that could only be comprehended if you suspended logic on the pendulum swing and sway away from you as far as west is from east. Because only that can explain how this expensive gift was sold to you for free. So it's not wonder you assume the rest of your life will be rosy. That since you had publicly testified that you are now pristine, the trajectory of your life will be smooth sailing. The x-axis will reflect the units of your spiritual prowess, while the y will indicate the rate of God's goodness. And as long as these two factors are steadily on the rise, the differentiation of your life will be a positive linear graph when plotted on the map of blessings. You will reach an agreement with evil forces, not to decode the whys of their wicked ways, and as long as they keep the x distance per time, you continue to soar with high velocity. But you forget that life is not as direct as mathematics. And unlike algebraic equations, this almighty's formula cannot be figured out. It is not quadratic. More like Trinity with a lot more complex binomials that cannot be captured with your binormal eyes. But since you were yet to figure this out, you continue to belch out popular tunes of Jesus being Lord and how your newfound spiritual sugar daddy will ensure you don't have a single problem in this world anymore. You know, the small girl with the big God. What a great decision you had made committing to this relationship. And as long as you are faithful to your lover, you'll be rich, healthy, and marry speedily. Your offspring will arrive quickly. And that's after you have taken 3 years off with your husband to enjoy yourself since you get married at 20. And once he plants the seed, it will germinate immediately. There will be no miscarriages. Your children never Never. They wouldn't be unruly. They will be these cute, law-abiding American citizens. BBC will never make you cry since they wouldn't be drug addicts. Your milky white career will rise to the peak. Your path won't cross sections with horrible bosses. Your marriage will be perfect. Your spouse will have eyes for you only. And any external party that wants to pat you as under, will only have their hands under the occipital region of their head when they see how strong your marital bond is. You will never bury anyone in your family. And if anyone dies, it will be until after they are 90. And that's after they have taken permission from you to leave. And on you wrote the story of your perfect world with all the plots, scenes, and character bios in place till you got your very first punch. And then you realize you had just been knocked out in the first round of the game of life you didn't even know you had been a part of. And all the unaware play actors you thought to be toy soldiers were actually roaring lions. And then it hits you. Life is not a gentleman. The fact that you are good does not mean it will reciprocate the goodwill. That you are godly doesn't mean you won't face trials, because if you could stand here and determine that all good actions will lead to a beautiful life and bad actions will lead to this horrible life, then it will mean all godly people won't have problems while every other person will stumble and struggle through the rubble of existence. And since we would have cracked the code of life and consequence, we will need no higher power, since we would have become God unto ourselves, thus define the reason why we need God for ourselves. No, life is not a gentleman. It does not come with smiles and outstretched arms ready to shake your hands in $1 million tuxedo. It is an amorphous animal with arms ready to wrestle and take you down. It is itching for a fight, and it will call on you to prove the identity you brandish. It will test you and ask you, are you worthy of the badge you wear? Be ready, because you will fall and you'll be asked to rise. And if you refuse to rise, you'll be kicked further in your falling state till you get angry enough to rise, even when no one offers you yeast. You will need to find the beast within yourself. Forget bruised, become the Hulk, lest you get further bruised. No, life is not a gentleman. It is taunting you, asking you as you look into my eyes this very moment, have you ever seen a well-sculpted body that wasn't worked out? Or what use is life without trials? You can never rise if you do not fall. And as distasteful as this may sound, you actually need the ground. Because how can you say you are rising when there's no dust you are rising from? The only reason you are called an overcomer is because you fought the battle and won the war. And if you did not face trials, what exactly did you overcome? As long as you are in this body, standing on this earth, living in this earthen vessel, circumstances will bring you low to the dust where you were made out of, but you must rise up, looking up to the level of God where your spirit man came from. Life is not a gentleman, and is asking you this very moment. You boasted of being more than the conqueror. Prove it to me. Show me your territory. Let's battle there. And the only way you can win this is, no matter how bad things get for you, don't stay down. Rise up. As long as you have a whiff of breath within your nostrils, rise up. It doesn't matter if they ganged up against you. Rise up. You had your 11th miscarriage last month. Rise up. Your spouse used you, abused you, said you amount to nothing without him after he bruised you. Rise up. You keep falling into sins and spiritual strongholds. Rise up. They overlooked you for the promotion, yet once again, rise up. Your business is in shambles, and even the carcass cannot be resurrected. Rise up. Life is not a gentleman. When life goes low, don't go low with it. Rise up. Thank you.